Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today is going to be a day in the life video, and I know quite a few of you have been asking for the return of these day in the life style videos. So it's actually going to be a brand new series on the channel documenting my indoor season, which starts at the end of November. So we're going to be going into pre-season in a couple of weeks, and I want to try and show you as much as I can behind the scenes of what it's like being a professional indoor player. So if you have been following, I played indoor football last year as well for the same team, the Rochester Lancers. However, we were in the MASL 2. Some exciting news, we've actually moved up into the MASL. It's called the Major Arena Soccer League, and we're in the top tier now. So it's quite exciting. Competition is going to be a lot higher this year, lots more training sessions, a lot more travel, but I'm going to try and show you as much of it as possible because it is getting a little bit more media attention now, especially with big players like Landon Donovan coming into the league. We've actually seen a team go into Canada now and also in Mexico, so we're seeing it expand a little bit, and also some international teams. So some countries are actually playing against each other and they're trying to build that and grow it, so eventually it could be an international wide sport. So I'm very excited to be a part of it. Obviously you guys have seen little clips of it, but I want to give you a real in-depth insight to what it is like being an indoor footballer and showing all those differences and similarities so you guys can get a good grasp of what it's like. Another change for me personally this year is the coach has made me one of the captains of the team, so I'm very excited to have this role of leadership, to be able to guide some of the younger players, some of the guys with less experience. Not that I'm really experienced or anything, I've only played 2 seasons of indoor so far, but I have that little bit of knowledge, that little bit of experience to share onto those players who are just being introduced to indoor football, because it is tactically so different that any information you can absorb early on is just going to help you down the road. So I'm kind of an extension of the coach. He's obviously overseeing the team and I'm able to kind of communicate individually with the players during training, so I'm excited for that. But just going to get this dinner down me. So what I'm having here, I've got salmon, I've got some mixed vegetables, that's got broccoli, it's got courgettes, it's got some peas in there and all sorts, and then sweet potato gnocchi. So I always try and eat at least 3 hours before. We've got a late training session tonight, but what I tend to try and do with my meals is always have a segment of carbohydrates, vegetables and a protein source, and I think you're in good standing if you use that as a rule of thumb with your meals. You want to get all those nutrients in there, especially as an athlete. It's going to help you with your recovery, with your energy levels and just your overall performance as well. Today actually we're going to get over to the training facility. As I said, we're starting pre-season in early November, but we are still training right now, especially the local guys who live in the area, and also coaches looking at a few new players, so they're kind of on a trial period for the next few weeks. So we do have training tonight. I'm going to take you over to the training facility and also hopefully get some clips of training to show you a little bit of what we do and maybe get a couple of interviews with some players there as well. But just a few things about the indoor game. The major differences are it's 6-a-side including the goalkeepers. We play in an arena, basically on an ice rink sized pitch, and the goals are probably the same height as a full-size goal, but they're a lot narrower, and there's also boards around the sides. In terms of the football we use, I actually have one I can show you. This is the football that we use. It's a regular size 5 football, nothing different about it, so you don't have to get used to using a smaller ball or anything like that. The main thing you need to get used to is less players on the pitch, obviously, and it's very, very high intensity. It's very action-packed, and I've realized playing the indoor games helped my outdoor game a lot, especially being able to handle the ball in tight spaces and also my quick decision making and speed of thought, because you just don't have any time whatsoever. So it could be interesting for you guys, especially if you do play indoor football, whether it's with your friends or you play competitively. You might get an insight on how to train more effectively for the small-sided game, both individually and as a team. So I'm going to show you as much as possible from the team perspective, including road trips, training sessions, behind the scenes with the players, and also my own individual preparations as well. So I'm going to show you things that I'm eating, how I'm training outside of team practices. It's going to be a really exciting season, but let's get over to the training facility. I'll give you a look around, and then we've got team training. So let's go. Head coach of the Lancers, played how many years professionally?
26 or 27 years.
Both indoor and outdoor?
Yes.
What do you think is the main struggles for an outdoor player coming into indoor?
I think for outdoor players, you know, the game is so big outside. Indoor, it's very narrow, very small. The speed of play and the speed of thought has to be a little bit quicker, and it's really about patterns.
Obviously, we've moved up into the MASL and won, so going against the best indoor players in the country. So what do you expect from us this year, returning guys, maybe some new faces? What are your hopes?
Well, my hopes are that we gel as a team defensively. You don't necessarily need the best players to win. You need the best team. And when you have players that are willing to sacrifice themselves and their beliefs for a shared goal, I think you can surprise some teams out there.
Okay, so this small area is just like a technical training area. Sometimes we'll have meetings here before training. Sometimes we'll warm up in here if the main training pitch is being used. But also back here, this is the strength training room. So obviously as a footballer, very important to keep your body strong for injury prevention and also optimal performance. So this is a perfect setup for a footballer. Lots of free weights, lots of functional stuff, a lot of bands as well. So if you want to come in here before training, get your pre-activation in as well, this is an ideal setting for it, but really good. I definitely use this during the season. But let's go check out the main training pitch. So this is the main training pitch. As you can see, full-size pitch in here, and then you have the side training areas as well. All Lancer colours, big Lancer logo in the middle, brand new facility, so state-of-the-art. Very lucky to have this as our team training facility. As coach mentioned, we don't have the boards in here, so right now over the next few weeks we're still showing guys the ropes a little bit. They're still on trial. So really just trying to see if the boys are technically good before taking them on the boards, which is what we play the indoor games in. So this is where we're going to be continuing our training over the next few weeks. You've probably seen this guy before in some other videos. This is Gerber, played for the Rochester Lancers last year indoor for the first time, played for the outdoor team for a few years as well. So Gerb's unique position for you. You've played 1 year of indoor at M2, and then going straight into the big leagues. So what are you expecting from a team aspect, from a personal aspect? What kind of goals do you have?
From a team aspect, it's going to be a change. Going from the M2 to M1 or MASL, it's going to be faster, it's going to be quicker, more talent.
You've got quite a few goals for us last year.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're going to continue that streak on this year as well.
Yep.
Got a lot of speed. That's going to be a big advantage for you, especially as you come against these maybe more experienced defenders, but you're going to have that edge athletically, I think. And
hey, as long as Michael's next to me.
Tim Crawford, the man, the myth, the legend. So Tim played for the Rochester Lancers back in 2015. Okay. Before they folded, that's right. So you've already played MASL, top tier. What do you think we can expect, guys that have only played M2, going into this league now?
I mean, any guys playing for Doug really are going to learn the game as quickly as possible. The speed will probably be a little quicker, but I think that we got a bunch of young guys and enough experience as well that it would be a good mixture of guys, so I think we're going to do pretty well. I'm just going to try and bring a little bit of that experience that I've had from playing 2 years in the MASL 1 and just try and kind of help the boys learn quick and just be a part of it myself and win some games.
I was breathless, my heart restless. Every turn felt like it was wrong, but I kept going to show I was strong. Pushing to my own song, but you came, you made me see the weight I put on me was too much, too tough to heal. I needed time, I needed to be
Really good training session there. A lot of work on the legs, definitely feeling it. But the boys put in a good shift tonight. Just 2 minutes down the road from where we train, just stopped in just to grab an instant hit of protein. So got one of these 1 bars, 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and then got this protein drink as well. Again, no grams of sugar in here. Just to get that instant hit of protein so you can get it into the muscles, start that recovery instantly. You really want to get a good protein source within that first 30 minutes of strenuous exercise. So gonna chug this, eat this, get on the road, go home, get a foam roll session in, and then off to bed. So let's go. Alright guys, back home now, so I'm just going to spend maybe 15 minutes or so foam rolling. So just getting all those major leg muscles, so the hamstrings, the quads, the calves, definitely the glutes because we did a lot of sprints, especially there at the end. So you're going to want to roll those out if you've had an intense training session. So I would recommend getting one of these. If you don't have one, you can use like a tennis ball and you still get that myofascial release. But so important for your recovery. But just to review the training session, it was good. The quality is okay. It's obviously tough right now because we have a lot of trialists in there. There's a bit of an imbalance right now. Those numbers will reduce as the weeks go on. The coach will call some people back and release some of the other players who he doesn't feel are a good fit. So that will start to change, and then once pre-season starts, that's when they'll announce all the signed players, give out the training gear, and things will get a lot more professional by that point. So definitely looking forward to that. But still a good session, working on the fitness, still getting a lot of touches on the ball, and it's going to just help us going forward into pre-season. So I hope you enjoyed that, seeing a little bit of behind the scenes on what pre-season is kind of like. But make sure you let me know in the comment section anything you particularly want to see throughout this series. Is it mainly the nutrition stuff? Is it mainly the training stuff, the mentality stuff? You just let me know and I'll try and incorporate that into future episodes as well. So I want you guys to benefit and get as much value out of these episodes as possible. But hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, the first episode of the season. Let me know if you did by smashing that like button. Hit the subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.